I'm Ilorin. This is news around the world.
In the headlines, federal government begins implementation of policy on cosmetic safety. Court grants ICPC permission to examine electronic devices recovered from El Rufai's house. Osun APC Accord members clash over council. Osun APC Accord members clash over council complex reconstruction. On the foreign scene, Mutaba Kamene vows to avenge father's killing. In entertainment, actor Alakmini changes tone, says Tinubu deserves a third term. And in sports news, Guardiola downplays City's comeback hopes after Bernabeu defeat. A very wonderful evening to you, and thank you for staying with us on Diamond 88.7 FM, Ilorin. This is news across the world. I am NEDU OKORIE. You can also listen to us via our website on www.diamondfm.net. You can also watch us live on YouTube, Diamond FM Ilorin. We bring you details of the news after this break. Do stay with us.
We often think that mental health breakdowns sound like this.
I'm emotionally stressed. I'm emotionally downcast. I am so confused of all about life.
But in reality, they can sound like this. Don't make assumptions that people are okay just because they laugh and they smile. Everyone is going through something. Check on your friends and be kind to everyone else.
This message is reaching you from Diamond 88.7 FM, Ilorin.
And you're welcome back from the break. Now the news in detail. The Federal Ministry of Health and Social Welfare has begun the state-level implementation of the National Policy on Cosmetic Safety and Health, starting with a stakeholder engagement in Lagos State. The policy, which will be implemented over a 5-year period, is designed to sanitize the cosmetic industry and address rising health risks linked to toxic substances found in some cosmetic products. Representing the Minister of Health and Social Welfare, Mohamed Pate, the Director of the Cosmetics Safety Management Program at the Federal Ministry of Health, Paul Okaku, said the federal government was committed to developing strong regulations that would guide cosmetic production and ensure compliance across the country. The Nigerian Education Loan Fund, NEL Fund, has granted another extension for its student loan application portal to accommodate institutions that requested additional time for the 2025-2026 academic session. According to the statement signed by NEL Fund's Director of Strategic Communications, Oseyemi Oluwatuyi, on Thursday, the extension applies only to institutions that submitted formal requests, allowing eligible students extra time to complete their applications. Speaking on the development, NEL Fund Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer Akitunde Sawyer reiterated the fund's commitment to ensuring that eligible students at participating institutions can access the student loan program. Still from the local scene, 12 members of the House of Representatives on Thursday announced their defection from their political parties, with indications that 5 other lawmakers may soon switch allegiance to either the All Progressives Congress or the African Democratic Congress. Out of the 12 lawmakers who defected, 6 left the People's Democratic Party for the APC, 5 members abandoned the Labour Party and the PDP for the ADC, while 1 member moved from the Young Progressives Party to the ADC. Meanwhile, the development has heightened concerns about growing instability within political parties ahead of the 2027 general elections. A federal high court in Abuja has granted an order permitting the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission, ICPC, to assess and analyze about 14 sets of electric devices recovered by its operative during a search of the Abuja home of the former governor of Kaduna State, Nasir El-Rufai. Justice Joyce Abdul Malik issued the order on Thursday while ruling on an ex parte motion filed by the ICPC and moved by its lawyer, Dr. Osuobeni Akponi-Misinga. The ICPC had said it needed to assess the devices for the purposes of inspection, forensic examination, and forensic extraction of data in furtherance of its ongoing investigation of the ex-governor. Meanwhile, El-Rufai is before the same court, challenging the search of his house and seeking, among others, 1 billion naira compensation. And in Osun State, tension gripped Ede, the hometown of Osun State Governor Ademola Adeleke, on Thursday as members of the All Progressives Congress and Accord Party clashed over the flag-off of the reconstruction of the local government council complex. The dispute reportedly erupted during the inauguration of the reconstruction project at the council premises on Thursday, where the reinstated council chairman of the APC, Mr. Elliot Adeyemi, performed the flag-off of the reconstruction of the complex. However, members of the Accord Party reportedly stormed the venue and attempted to disrupt the program, insisting that Adeyemi lacked the constitutional authority to carry out the exercise. They argued that a court had earlier removed him from office and maintained that Honorable Lukman Afolabi, who was elected on the platform of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, remains the legally recognized chairman of Ede South local government area. And that's it on the local scene. The news across the world is reaching you from Diamond 88.7 FM, Ilorin. We now go on a break, and when we return, we bring you foreign, entertainment, and sports news. Do stay with us.
Follow us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Diamond 87 FM. Diamond FM, shining supreme.
And you're welcome back from the break. You're still listening to the news across the world, reaching you from Diamond 88.7 FM, Ilorin. We now move on to the foreign stories. Iranian Supreme Leader Mojtaba Khamenei on Thursday published his first written statement since assuming office on March 8, vowing to avenge the death of his father, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, and other martyrs. The 56-year-old new Supreme Leader wrote this in his remarks, read on state television and posted on X, emphasizing that the blockade at the Strait of Hormuz must continue. Khamenei in the statement also expressed appreciation to the axis of resistance, which includes Hezbollah, the Houthis, Hamas, and other Iranian-backed terrorist group across the Middle East and beyond. And that's it on the foreign scene. We now move on to entertainment news.
Diamond FM, entertainment news.
In entertainment news this evening, Nollywood actor Ganiu Nofew, popularly known as Alakwini, has reiterated his support for President Bola Tinubu, saying he deserves a third term in office. Speaking during an interview with colleague Kunle Aford, the actor argued that a fair assessment of Tinubu's policies would reveal a leader committed to national development. However, Alakwini claimed that the president's efforts are being frustrated by powerful figures within the presidential villa. The actor's latest remarks stand in stark contrast to comments he made just months ago. In June 2025, during an interview on African A-List, Nofew expressed regret over campaigning for Tinubu in the 2023 general elections. And that's it in entertainment. We now move on to our sports story.
Diamond FM Sports News.
And in sports news this evening, Manchester City head coach Pep Guardiola has admitted that his team has very little chance of overturning their deficit against Real Madrid after a 3-0 defeat at the Santiago Bernabeu Stadium in the UEFA Champions League. City were shocked by a strong first-half performance from Federico Valverde, who scored 3 goals in 22 minutes, putting the English champions in a very difficult position before the second leg next week at the Etihad Stadium. Speaking after the game, Guardiola said City's chances of reaching the quarter-finals are very slim. Despite the heavy defeat, City will attempt to produce a dramatic comeback when the two sides meet again in Manchester next week. And that's it in sport. And with that, we've come to the end of news across the world. But before we go, here is the recap of the major highlights. Federal government begins implementation of policy on cosmetic safety. Court grants ICPC permission to get examined electronic devices recovered from El Rufai's house. Osun APC Accord members clash over council complex reconstruction. On the foreign scene, Murtaba Khamenei vows to avenge father's killing. In entertainment, actor Alakwini changes tone, says Tinubu deserves third term. And in sports news, Guardiola downplays City's comeback hopes after Bernabeu's defeat. And in our Today in History, did you know that on this day in 1997, the military government charged Chief Anthony Enahoro, Chief Olufalaye, Professor Wole Soyinka, and others with treason? Now you know. And for news coverage or information about happenings around you, kindly contact Diamond FM newsroom number on 0916 062 7526, 0916 062 7526. On behalf of the production crew, I am NEDU OKORIE. Thank you for listening to your Shining Supreme station, and stand by for the news across the world in Yoruba language. A wonderful evening to you.